Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 5 o'clock on August 15th. Welcome to Newswatch 12 this morning. I'm Carlos Murrieta. We're first going to turn over to Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress for a look at our Friday. And Sarah, how are things shaping up as we're heading into today?
Well, things are shaping up pretty nicely as we're starting off this morning. We are tracking our next system moving its way in. We see high and mid-level clouds pushing their way across the region. Clouds are going to increase today, mainly for areas over to the west, but we'll be staying mainly dry until we get to this evening, where we could possibly see some showers along the coast later today. But current temperatures this morning, we're at 62 for Medford, 47 to Klamath Falls, 55 over to Montague. Over to Grants Pass, you're at 59, Gold Beach at 57. Today's high temperatures aren't going to be feeling too hot. We'll only be into the upper 80s again today. We have 88 for Medford. Over to Grants Pass, 88 as well, seeing that into Wairika. East side will be at 82, and along the coast we have 69 for Brookings. Now, as we're into the next couple of days, we will be seeing some rainfall, but most of that measurable precipitation is going to be the north of our area. I'm thinking if we do see anything, it's going to be anywhere to about 1/10 of an inch, but we could see some heavier amounts, especially in areas that do see a thunderstorm over the next couple of days. So we will see showers likely over into the Rogue Valley tomorrow, and the possibility for some thunderstorms. But outside of the Rogue Valley, we are tracking more possibilities for thunderstorms into your Saturday and Sunday, so I'll tell you exactly where we could possibly see those coming up in your next forecast.
And starting on the fire watch this morning, we are continuing to track the Heather fire in Siskiyou County as people in the area are urged to remain alert even after those evacuation orders have been downgraded to evacuation warnings. Containment is currently at 5%, with the fire burning at 240 acres. One building was destroyed in the fire, and one person was hurt and taken to the hospital. Now, we reached out to the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office for more information, but we have not heard back. Evacuation warnings are still in effect for 7 zones. CAL FIRE reports that ground and air resources are making good progress on all sides of the fire, and officials are asking the public to avoid the area while crews continue mop-up operations and work towards full containment. And CAL FIRE is reminding drone users that flying near wildfires can be both risky and illegal. Drones could distract pilots, posing the risk for mid-air collisions, which can be fatal. A drone spotted near a fire will ground all aircraft operations supporting the fire, putting lives, property, and entire communities at greater risk. Flying a drone near a fire is also a federal crime, with punishments that carry a $20,000 fine and up to 12 months in prison. And CAL FIRE will be conducting prescribed burns at 2 locations in Siskiyou County to improve wildlife habitat, watershed health, and reduce wildfire risk by removing fire fuels. Now, residents should expect visible smoke during these operations, and the first prescribed burn will take place on West Side Road, just a mile south of Wairika. 87 acres of grass and brush will be burned, with smoke visible in South Wairika and from the I-5 freeway. The next prescribed burn will be taking place at White Rock Road, which is west of Granada. 30 acres of grass and juniper will be burned, with smoke expected to be seen around the Granada area. Now, these burn dates may change depending on weather conditions and resource availability. And right now, the southbound lane of the I-5 freeway is limited to 1 lane due to emergency bridge work. Now, the delay will take place between exit 30, which is Crater Lake Highway, and exit 27 to South Medford. ODOT is reminding drivers to use caution and to watch out for workers on the road. The emergency work is expected to wrap up by 6 a.m. this morning. And a recreational use advisory was placed on Odell Lake in Klamath County after Oregon Health Authority found microcystins in the water. Microcystins are toxins produced by blue-green algae blooms and can make people both sick and as well as pets. OHA says to avoid activities that spray water, including high-speed boating, splashing, and swimming. New this morning, Oregon Health and Science University announced that Nike co-founder Phil Knight and his wife Penny have pledged to donate $2 billion to University Knight's Cancer Institute. Now, OHSU says the donation will help ensure patients have access to various resources for cancer treatment. The school is calling it an unprecedented investment and the largest single gift to a U.S. university.
Phil and Penny Knight have been relentless in their support of our efforts to end cancer as we know it.
This surpasses the $1.8 billion given by Michael Bloomberg to Johns Hopkins in 2018. The Knights have previously donated $500 million to the Cancer Institute back in 2013. Now moving on to a money alert. Oregon Housing and Community Services was just awarded $20 million to help expand modular housing, and half of that is staying here in Southern Oregon. The funding comes from House Bill 2001 from the 2023 legislative session to accelerate housing production in Telfab and Klamath Falls. TELS and Pacific Wall Systems in Phoenix were two of the four selected for funding, each receiving $5 million. Both were selected as they were uniquely positioned to respond to wildfires and recovery efforts. And local law enforcement throughout Oregon and Jackson County participated in a hands-on training known as a DUII wet lab. Now this is to improve ability to detect impaired driving. Police got to train with volunteers on standardized field sobriety tests who consumed alcohol in a safe and controlled space. The wet lab allowed officers to apply their training on the individuals, showing actual signs of impairment. Now this training is part of a 16-hour advanced roadside impaired driving enforcement course. This will help law enforcement officers better detect and handle impaired driving, especially cases involving drugs. And a new recovery center is expanding options across Josephine County, including more rural areas. The new Rogue Recovery Center is opening their doors today, and we got the chance to get a sneak peek. Now, this new center is a low-barrier recovery center that is open to those who are in need in recovery or curious about recovery. The center stands out by providing a sense of community and support in challenging times. Grants Pass was chosen for its proximity for Portland facilities and its accessibility to rural areas in Josephine County.
For somebody that's exploring recovery, I think the message that I want to share is that while it might feel really dark and it might feel hopeless, it's only seemingly hopeless. There is hope. Personally, on my own recovery journey, there were a lot of dark periods, but your life can improve. We do recover.
Now, this recovery center is part of many in the Portland area, and they are designed to meet people where they're at and be an open space for everyone. Their grand opening is invite only. And school shopping can be stressful and expensive for many families, and that's why the Salvation Army organized school supplies for local kids to get ready for the year. This year, they had 375 kids sign up. Backpacks, pencils, and markers lined tables at the Salvation Army, and it was all set up like a school shopping center, as families and kids were able to find their school supply list and pick up the supplies that they wanted with the help of volunteers.
I liked my person that was bringing me through because she was really nice. Well, I'm glad that I did get new school supplies, that way I'll be ready for the next year, but I'm excited to make new friends and meet new teachers.
All of the school supplies came from donations from community and private groups that work with the Salvation Army. Now moving on to the School Watch. Gold Beach Junior and Senior High School has announced that the first day of school has been delayed for 1 week. Now this delay is due to construction at Riley Creek Elementary, and the additional week will allow construction crews to safely complete their work. Staff at the school will report for their first day on September 2nd, while the first day of school will be on September 9th. Yesterday, we told you about a local 13-year-old raising money for his 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C. in April. Now, Wyatt and his mom say they've seen an outpour of support from the community, and not only has businesses been busy, but several people have reached out with donations, including bags of cans for Wyatt to redeem.
Huge outpouring of people swinging by, noticing that there's a fundraiser, but then the second they read that it's a DC trip, it becomes personal for them almost, because a lot of these people have gone on the DC trip themselves and they remember what it meant to them.
Wyatt has earned over $160 in sales over the last 2 days and more than $450 in donations. He's now at $1,500 of his $2,500 goal.